The Wedding Rule is a Real One film from 2023. This is directed by Alpha Nicky. It's written by Erynn Marcus, and we have a cast including Julie Nolke and Dennis Andres. And as much as I love Real One films, I thought this was ridiculous. The premise is so stupid. If you can look past it, then you might enjoy the film a little bit. The characters are likable. I mean, I think they're a bit stupid, but their personalities are quite likable. The performances are very good. Visually, it's quite attractive. We have some bright colours, bright lights, nice costumes, gorgeous outdoor scenes, but the narrative is so stupid. At the start of the film, Gemma and Max learn that they have both inherited a restaurant. And they knew each other from once upon a time. They were never in a proper relationship, but they were friends. And they've both inherited this restaurant, but there's a condition. They both have to be married to somebody, to absolutely anybody, within 3 weeks. Otherwise, they don't get the inheritance. And it is the most stupid thing I have ever heard. Apparently, the person who left them the restaurant didn't want them to be alone. So their idea of solving that problem is to have Gemma and Max marry literally anybody. And anybody you meet and marry within 3 weeks, I'd say most of the time is not going to be a happy marriage. It's not going to be your one true love. Maybe it could be, but I think the odds are against them. So that in itself was absolutely stupid and it made no sense and I just thought it was ridiculous. And then there were 2 other reasons why it's also ridiculous. The second reason it's ridiculous is not just the concept, but the characters' reactions. If somebody told me, and maybe this is just me, but I'd imagine not, if somebody told me you can inherit half a restaurant if you get married within 3 weeks, I would immediately say, no thank you. I'm not going to try and find a random person to marry me within 3 weeks just to inherit half of something I didn't even know I was inheriting. Because neither Gemma nor Max knew they were inheriting this. It's not like it's something they've been promised forever and they were relying on it or they were looking forward to it. It came out of nowhere and then they both went, okay, well, the only thing we can do here is find somebody random to marry. And that's the third reason why it's stupid. Just marry each other and get a divorce. The only thing they had to do was show proof of marriage within 3 weeks. Great, get married, show proof of marriage, inherit the restaurant, and then get a divorce. Maybe even annulment. I'm not really sure about annulments and what that involves. Maybe that's probably not an option. I don't know. Either way, it was such a simple solution. So they're not very intelligent people. And yeah, they're quite nice. They're friendly. They're good together. They interact well. They're nice to other people. They're kind people, from what I can tell. But they're stupid. And the person who left them the restaurant is a bit of an idiot. And I just can't overlook how pathetic that is as a narrative. And I couldn't get behind the rest of the story because I could not care less about what was happening because I thought the whole thing was terrible. So unfortunately, and I never say this about Real One films, but I hated it. Yes, there are a couple of Real One films that are maybe a bit boring, not very well executed. That's not the case here. It's not that it's boring. And I guess if you believe in the narrative or you think it's fine, I suppose it's well executed. They had a story to tell and they told that story. But unfortunately, that story is the most ridiculous thing ever and it makes the characters look like they're idiots. So The Wedding Rule is utterly pathetic. And I don't know if I've ever said this about a Real One film, but I 100% do not recommend it. It's absolutely terrible. The technical aspects are fine. The performances are good. The characters, aside from being utterly idiotic, are well written, by which I mean that part aside, the characters are believable. I like their personalities, aside from the fact that they're not very good at thinking. So The Wedding Rule, not a great film, 100%, do not recommend.